Nordic Ware Factory Store has the best sellers that people love. The newest one is the sourdough bread baking kit with all the essentials for homemade sourdough breads. You'll find classics like sheet pans, cake pans, and bun pans, and other favorites like meatloaf pans, popover pans, and popcorn poppers. Find these and more at the Nordic Ware Factory Store.
All right, Rachael Perron from Kowalski's is here for our Monday night meal. She's serving up comfort in the shape of a meatloaf, inspired by the idea of a meatloaf masterclass. Rachael is diving into the secrets behind turning this humble classic into a flavor-packed favorite. When I was a kid and I heard we were having meatloaf, it was coming frozen out of a thing, and I was like, this is the worst meal ever. Sorry, Dad. I know you were just trying to feed us on a budget. It wasn't great.
I'm glad it's so humble, because I've never met a meatloaf that actually was kind of braggadocious.
Ooh,
so I'm
really?
glad. I know, they're always very humble. I want everybody to know, thank you for being here, by the way, that during the commercial break, you blew my mind with where the word mum comes from.
Yeah,
Short
I guess
for-
I did.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know it was
We were
short
talking-
for chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about how long
good.
that word was in the last segment, and then you're like, that's why everybody just calls them mums. I go, that's where it comes from? I didn't know, you guys.
Life-changing.
I think this is going to be life-changing,
Yes.
though,
Yes,
Rachel.
let's hope so. Let's hope so. Meatloaf is one of my favorite meals, actually. I know I make a lot of fun and exciting and different stuff here, but I love meatloaf. Truly, I've always liked it since I was a kid.
Good.
My mom made a great meatloaf. I think I make a really good meatloaf. And I know our customers love it, too, because they buy a lot of it,
Yeah.
especially in the deli. They buy our turkey meatloaf, our regular meatloaf.
And these are the ones that are pre-made. You can get them pre-made
Yes.
at the store.
Yeah, you can buy them either in the hot case or in the grab-and-go case in the deli. But I think a lot of people feel a little stressed when it comes to making one at home,
Well,
or
yeah.
they've made one that hasn't tasted really good. But
Sometimes they can be bland and mushy, and you
dry.
don't know if it's cooked all the way through.
or greasy. They
Yes.
can go
Yeah.
either way.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, either way.
So we can go either way. So I think I've got 5 things I want to talk to you about that are going to help you make your meatloaf really good. And at first, it starts obviously with meat. Right?
Yeah.
Pick a good meat. Whether you pick beef, which is pretty standard, or beef and pork, which is even more common.
I love the
You can
combo.
also use, and that's really a 2-to-1 combo of beef to pork is pretty much the standard in meatloaf.
Great.
But you can use chicken, you can use turkey, any ground meat will work. I just think you need to stay in between that 85 to 93 range of fat content.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't want you to go below that, in terms of like the lean content. You just want to stay, maybe pick a beef over 90%, 92 if you can, and then if you want to mix some pork in there, that'll be good. But you don't want it to be too greasy.
Okay,
The
that's
fat's
good to
going to
know.
provide flavor, but not too much. So, as I said, you can use turkey or chicken too, but we're going to talk about ways of making that taste a little bit more interesting, because turkey and chicken do taste a little bit kind
They're
of
a little more
on the boring
mild.
side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pick a good meat and pick a combo to give you the best kind of balance of flavor. This is where meatloaf becomes meatloaf. This is called panade,
Yeah,
okay?
panade.
So this is why meatloaf isn't just a brick of ground beef that you just cut into. It's not just a burger that's got some seasoning in it. It's got a panade. And a panade is breadcrumbs, or you can use cubes of bread, and it's also got some milk in it. And it depends. Some people put their egg in it, some people don't. I like to throw my egg right in here. And this is the mixture that's going to make your meatloaf sliceable.
Yes.
It's going to give it that nice sliceable texture, but it's also going to keep it from being too dense. It's going to give it a lightness and a nice little texture that's going to not taste again like just a brick of beef.
Well, and a lot of people will do this for like meatballs too.
Yes,
you
it's
can
the
do
same
a panade,
thing.
same
Yeah.
Oh, you
thing.
can.
So
Okay.
don't just use beef. Make a panade. It's very simple. Like
Yeah.
I said, very easy. Just egg, milk, and some breadcrumbs. Now, seasonings are the third thing. So you obviously want to add some salt and pepper. And
Yeah.
I always put my seasonings right into my panade because I think this helps make it easy to distribute with the meat later.
Smart.
So a little
Yep.
salt and pepper is key. I think parsley is a good base for you to start with if you want to add some dry herbs. And then I do 2 other things. I use cumin, which just give that a sniff.
Wow, this surprises me.
And oregano. And for me, cumin and oregano are both like warm, earthy
Oh, yeah.
spices.
Okay.
So I like the flavor of these in my meatloaf. You can find the flavor that you like. I think the key is not to be too light with the seasonings. If you want to try a taco seasoning, an Italian seasoning, a steak seasoning, just make it taste good with enough seasoning in it. And then you can use fresh onion and garlic if you want to. I tend to use granulated because I like a consistent texture in my meatloaf. I don't like the little bits in it. But you can put fresh onion and garlic and carrot and celery and everything into a meatloaf if you want to. You just need to cook it first. So make sure you get all that water out of it, saute it in a skillet, cut it nice and small, and you can add that right in with your meat. That's a really good suggestion for, again, turkey and chicken meatloaf.
Now, are you going to bake it then? Because you're going to mix this all
Yeah.
together.
Yep,
and I
this
know
gets
you
mixed
don't want to
together.
overmix. That's important. But
Very.
then do you like to do it on a sheet pan or in a loaf pan?
I personally prefer the loaf pan, but I
Okay.
know a lot of people like the sheet pan. There's pros to both. So in the loaf pan, you get a nice consistent size. The slice is great for meatloaf sandwiches, which is my favorite way to eat them. However, if your meat is got too much fat in it, like I mentioned, their grease has nowhere to go.
It's
So
gross.
it's just
Right.
going to sit in the
Right.
bottom of there. So you
Yeah.
got to be careful not to use a meat that's got too much of a fat content here. But this is nice for, again, having a nice sliceable texture. A free-form meatloaf, though, is great if you like that crusty exterior, that little dark
yeah.
brown bits, which is
I know,
kind of
I
nice.
like that. And you can layer bacon on top of it.
You can do, and you can also do meatballs the exact same way with the exact same mixture. You just make balls instead of a free-form loaf.
Why do you
Okay.
have two different?
Yeah. What do we have
Well,
going
I've
for
got a
us? Here we go.
turkey meatloaf for you and a beef meatloaf. Now, these are both from our deli, and I mentioned because the other thing I didn't say is about glazing. So some
Yep.
people like glaze, some people don't.
Oh, boy.
I can go either way. The thing I like about the turkey meatloaf, which is the lighter color one on your plate, is
I
it's
like
got
that a lot.
a glaze with ketchup, sriracha, and brown sugar on it, which is, I think, just a great complement to turkey and chicken, because again, it needs that extra bit of flavor.
Boy, I can't believe it. I might like the turkey one the best.
I know. I'm struggling here. Which one I think
Wow,
is my favorite here?
Rachel.
They're both really, really good.
Listen, this is the
turkey's very
master
surprising.
class that we needed.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, so good. Awesome. All right, check out this recipe. We posted on our website, and Kowalski's making it easier than ever to shop for the ingredients.
Okay, you can stop by any Kowalski's location. You can visit their information kiosk, and you can pick up a printed card for tonight's featured Monday night meal. It's a really convenient way to plan your dinner. Shop with ease. Make sure you pick up some chrysanthemums for your centerpiece.
Just call 'em mums. Just call 'em mums.